Ranger on the move. Just landed in the Philippines. Long journey. We had to fly from Brisbane to Manila. Brisbane to Melbourne, which was fine. It was like 2.5 hour flight. Nice, easy getting through the airport and stuff. Land in Melbourne, and it's just chaos at the airport. We're obviously going into then the international terminal, and it took us 2.5 hours, even though we only travel with hand luggage and we checked in online. It didn't give us like a barcode to scan through the gates like you'd normally get, so we had to queue up with everyone else. It took 2.5 hours to get from like the check-in counter through security. It was just chaos. And then night flight, we ended up flying at like 1:45 AM Melbourne time, and we've literally just got off the plane. It's now 8 AM here, so which is like, I don't know what time that is in Australia, but yeah, pretty tired. So first thing we've done, we've stopped at the airport. We got Wendy's. So nice healthy food to kick off the holiday. But we need something before we get out of the airport. Looks pretty ordinary though. But that's what you get when you eat in an airport, I guess. Lauren's just gone off to go and get some coffee. And then yeah, we're gonna get into Manila, go to the airport. Hopefully we can check in early. And then yeah, we never really explored Manila that much last time we were here, so and it's actually been exactly 5 years since I was here last time. So yeah, looking forward to it. Don't know how long we're going to stick around in the Philippines. Yeah, see what happens. We got a friend that we met here last time as well who lives in France. He's also here at the moment, landed yesterday, so we're going to meet up with him later, go check out some cool areas, and then see where we're going to head in a couple of days. Looking forward to it. The awesome thing about the Philippines is you never get scammed. It's not like, you know, you walk out of the airport in Bali or Bangkok or, you know, most places in Asia or anywhere in the world really, Europe as well, and they're just like overpriced taxis. Hey. Like overpriced taxis, you know, like triple the price. Here, no one even asks you, you just go up to them if you want one, and then we just use Grab, just order a Grab. This is like a 40-minute ride from the airport to our hotel, and it's I think about $4 Australian dollars, so cheap, super cheap. So yeah, they're super friendly people in the Philippines, and they just don't rip you off. It's great. You know, you miss that when you go to a lot of countries. You just get scammed all the time. There is Lauren. Yeah, that flight that we got, it was like super budget. It cost $200 I think to get from Melbourne to here, but there was like no TV, no like the little head thing which turns around so you can lean on it. There was no seats didn't recline, the armrest didn't come up and down. There was no bell for like the assistants. No
blankets, no pillows, and it was an overnight flight.
Yeah, there was like no food included, no drinks included, nothing. It was like budget as, but it saved us. I think the alternative flight was like $1,000 each, so who cares for one night of
sit on our own, didn't we?
Yeah, we got our, you know, like 2 seats next to each other, no one else there, so we can sacrifice that to save like $800 each. Yeah, so we're just going to jump in our Grab, go to the hotel, and then go from there, start exploring. So we'll see you there. Philippine Pines. We just got to the famous Manila Cathedral.
But the most significant is when her parish priest asked this beautiful lady that you are describing, who is she? Who is she?
So they're doing some kind of talk thing about it, but from what I can gather, this is actually the 8th cathedral, so it started off in like the 1520s. It was actually a church, and then they just kept rebuilding and rebuilding and rebuilding, and now this is the latest one, which is
and Our Lady.
So yeah, the interesting thing about the Philippines is it was colonized by the Spanish in 1566, I think, something like that, and they ruled it for 333 years, which is why whenever you go around a lot of the islands it has like a real Spanish vibe to it, and a lot of the names are like Puerto Galera because of the Spanish. But then after 333 years they actually sold it to the Americans for the equivalent, well, $20,000 back then, which would be a hell of a lot of money now, and that was in 1898. So that's why whenever you speak to a lot of Filipinos they have a American accent, I guess because there's such an American influence here, and also their food is very American based too because of that. But yeah, this is like the old start of the old area.
There is a story that goes this way, and this is the story that I relate to you.
A lot of guards here. On the way here it took about 25 minutes to walk here. Quite a lot of begging from little kids actually, asking for money and things like that, but not super hassly. But yeah, it's weird to be in Southeast Asia and you know, be in a country with such a big Christian following. Anyway, we'll let them get on with that and go and find a drink, I guess. Just got this milk iced tea. 60 pesos. It's basically the same as bubble tea or boba tea in like South Korea, Taiwan, places like that. Really sweet. It's kind of like Nesquik actually, but with like a hint of tea. But yeah, it's good. So we've just come into this place called Fort Santiago. 75 pesos each to get in. So I think this is like one of the main tourist attractions here. So we'll have this, rehydrate, and then go and have a look around, see what it's all about. The fort was originally built in 1571 by Spanish navigator Miguel Lopez Legazpi for the then newly established city of Manila. The fort has a perimeter of 2,030 feet, or 620 meters, and is of a nearly triangular form, and it became the main fort for the spice trade to the Americas and Europe for 333 years. In September 1762, British-led forces invaded and captured Manila, along with Fort Santiago. It was during this time that the fort served as a base for operations for the Royal Navy until 1764, when they agreed to a ceasefire with the Spanish. During World War II, the fort was captured by the Japanese Imperial Army and used its prisons and dungeons for hundreds of prisoners who were killed near the end of the war. The fort sustained heavy damage from American and Filipino military mortar shells during the Battle of Manila in 1945. Also, approximately 600 American prisoners of war died of suffocation and hunger after being held in extremely tight quarters in the dungeons of Fort Santiago. So this fort is basically just ruins, like that's pretty much all that's left, apart from they've conserved one area, which is what's interesting about it though, is that it's almost identical to an area in Cartagena in Colombia, where I can't remember what it was, so sorry if I get it wrong if you are ever watching this from Colombia, but they have an area which is like old prison or like old railway, or it might have been a fort as well, but it's very similar. And these are all souvenir shops along here, and the weird thing is they even sell like pretty much identical stuff to what they do in Colombia. It just says Philippines instead of Colombia on the souvenirs, but yeah, have a look, it's pretty cool. See, it's like big arches. Just nice souvenir shops. Very cool. A couple of restaurants. They love their meat here in the Philippines, by the way. Pork. They're all about the pork. Yeah, I just found it a bit weird how it reminds me exactly, and Lauren said the same, reminds us exactly of Colombia. Yeah, I mean, the ruins themselves, not too much to it, it's just walls basically, but it's cool to check out. And I think that's pretty much us done in here, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll go see what else we can find in this area. We just ordered some street food. Woo! Jesus, brother, you're trying to kill us out.
Sorry.
I think I'm gonna send it back and ask him to make it hotter.
Even Mark's struggling. Whoa. Anyway, we're at this street food place. It's 10 to 9. This is situated right outside our hotel, which is quite strategic of them because our hotel is, I think, it's got like 5,000 reviews. So it's like one of the busiest in this area. But anyway, this was, how much was this?
Maybe like
£2.50 each.
£2.50 each for some steamed beef,
Sizzling beef.
sizzling beef, and soup.
And rice.
But I mean, and rice. But man, I don't know what he's trying to do there. Kill us or something, wasn't he? But Mark came off of a 40-odd hour journey yesterday from the UK. And we're off the back of about a 20-odd hour journey. No sleep for any of us, so this is our first proper meal. So we're excited to get into this, and they're about to come and deliver us some beers. So first Red Horse coming up of the trip. Cheers. We spent the rest of the evening in this local area, which is known as Ermita, pretty much just catching up with a friend, exchanging stories, what we had been up to in the last 5 years, and drinking a few beers. We were lucky enough to be in the bar at a time when a local expat rang the bell, and in Asian terms, this means anybody who's in the bar when you ring the bell gets a free round of beers. There really isn't a great deal to do in Manila, to be honest, compared to most other main capital cities. But if you do find yourself stuck here for a day or two just getting over the jet lag, then Ermita is an area that is affordable but has plenty to do in the evenings, which I can highly recommend. We're on our way
30 days Thailand.
to Hard Rock Cafe for a beer from Chinatown. We jumped on the nearest tricycle that we could get. This is our driver. There's 3 of us in the back here. You can see Mark.
Lauren on.
We got Lauren sat on the laps.
And over there.
Not much room.
The new bridge. The new bridge. Ah, this is our bridge. Combined China and Philippines. Ah.
Oh yeah, China and Philippines. It's about a 15-minute ride, I think, so... Is this electric? Oh wow, it's electric, an electric tricycle. There's a little puppy here we're feeding. This cat's very friendly as well. Well, we tried getting that electric tricycle or tuk-tuk to Hard Rock Cafe, and he didn't realise how far it was, and we got about halfway and then his battery nearly ran out, so he had to drop us off. And we're walking along the Bay Area now, which is nice sunset coming in. But I think it's about an hour walk, so we'll see. You know, I don't mind walking, but what's Mark got here? He's got some Mountain Dew.
I'm Fanta. Royal.
Yeah, so we'll walk. We'll see how far we get. Bye bye. See how far we get, but it looks like a pretty far walk, so I don't know, we'll see. And I have actually been here as well to this Hard Rock before, which I don't remember going, but I look back through my photos from last time I was in the Philippines and I went there, but maybe this one or maybe the other one, there's 2, so I don't know, we'll find out when we get there. Stop off and have a beer, and then we'll get ready to fly out tomorrow. So it's our time in Manila almost over already. Time to get to the islands.